Good morning. We'll start. Now we'll go for logical reasoning. Now, in the case of reading comprehension, we're going to focus mainly on 5 types of questions. I've told you the 5 types as well. In the case of logical reasoning also, we have to focus mainly on 5 types. We'll go, yesterday we got a sheet, right? All we have? Okay. Now we'll go type by type. I'll tell you about one type now. We'll do an exercise on that type, then we'll move to the other types. Now in the case of logical reasoning, we can expect paragraph-based questions as well as statement-based questions. The paragraph-based questions in the sense a short paragraph followed by a question. A statement-based means a sentence followed by a question. If it is paragraph-based or statement-based, the concepts or the way of approach remains the same. Right? Fine. Now, listen. I'll give you the notes. The first type of question that can be expected on logical reasoning is inferential questions. Inferential questions. You know how to approach reading comprehension. In the case of reading comprehension, the option that we select as the answer must be there in the passage. Nothing in any option must go beyond the passage. Our task is to find out an option that is there in the passage. Now, all reading comprehension questions are inferential questions. It means all the concepts we have discussed on reading comprehension must be applied only onto an inferential question, right? And the concepts we have discussed on reading comprehension are general, specific, comparative degree adjective, superlative degree adjective, fact, doubt, modal. These are the concepts we have discussed on reading comprehension. Now all these concepts must be applied only onto an inferential question. That means, to be very precise, in the case of an inferential question, we need to find out an option that is there in the paragraph. Nothing must go beyond the paragraph. If an option is general, in the paragraph also it must be general. If an option is specific, in the paragraph also it must be specific. If there is a comparative degree adjective in an option, there must be a comparative degree adjective in the paragraph. A superlative degree adjective in the option, the same thing. If an option is framed like a fact, in the paragraph also it must be framed like a fact. If an option is framed like a doubt, there also it must be framed like a doubt. What are modals? Words that tell us about a compulsory action. Must, should, have to, need to, ought to, has to, had to. If there is a modal in an option, there must be a modal in the paragraph. That means if an option talks about a compulsory action, in the paragraph also it must be a compulsory action. So these concepts must be applied only onto an inferential question. Now apart from these concepts, we have discussed indicators. The 3 kinds of indicators: contrast, support and cause and effect. A contrast indicator connects to contradicting ideas. A support indicator connects to supporting ideas. A cause and effect indicator connects a reason and a result. Right? Positive reason, positive result, negative reason, negative result. I've told you about indicators. Double negation. When 2 negative terms come together, the meaning becomes positive. Pronoun antecedent. Every pronoun must refer to a noun before it. A singular pronoun can refer only to a singular noun, and a plural pronoun can refer only to a plural noun. Pronoun antecedent. These punctuation marks, colon, semicolon, hyphen, brackets, what are they called? Appositions. Right. What comes after an apposition explains what comes before it. Now these concepts, these 4 concepts must be applied onto all types of questions. Whereas these concepts which are specific to reading comprehension must be applied only onto an inferential question. Means our task is just to find out an option that is there in the paragraph and think about all these concepts. And if it is an inferential question, you will find any of these words in the option, in the question. What can be inferred from the paragraph? What can be concluded from the paragraph? What can be deduced from the paragraph? What is implied by the paragraph? What is true according to the paragraph? What is logically correct as per the paragraph? All these mean the same. So if it is an inferential question, you will find any of these words in the question. So conclude that it is an inferential one. Find out an option that is there in the paragraph and think about all these concepts. Right? Fine. Take down. Give the heading logical reasoning. Logical reasoning. The first type, inferential. The first type, inferential. Take down. In the case of an inferential question, in the case of an inferential question, comma, the answer will be there in the paragraph. The answer will be there in the paragraph. Full stop. No piece of information in any option must go beyond the paragraph. No piece of information in any option must go beyond the paragraph. The next point. The concepts of reading comprehension The concepts of reading comprehension. The concepts of reading comprehension means these concepts, general, specific, these. The concepts of reading comprehension must be thought about in the case of an inferential question. Must be thought about in the case of an inferential question. Next point. Must be thought about in the case of an inferential question. The next point. The option that is the answer to such a question must find mention in the paragraph, mention, mention. Must find mention in the paragraph explicitly or implicitly. Explicitly or implicitly. That means the option that we go for as the answer must be in the paragraph. Sometimes it will be explicitly given there in the paragraph. Sometimes the other times implicitly stated. Explicit meaning means what? The outer surface meaning, the one that is very clearly stated, directly stated. Implicit meaning is a hidden meaning. In the case of most of the questions, the answer will be implicit in the paragraph, not directly stated, hidden in the paragraph. No matter what, our task is to find out an option that is there in the paragraph. Right? Fine. You may take down these words. Inferred, concluded, deduced, implied, true, logically correct, corollary, C-O-R-O-L-L-A-R-Y. Say the same as inference. In a way, suggestion also, leave it there, I'll tell you. C-O-R-O-L-L-A-R-Y, corollary, inference or suggestion and all. All these mean the same. So we need to find out an option is there in the paragraph. Clear? Fine. Okay. Uh, we have the exercise with you, no? Yesterday's one. The one that you got yesterday. The first paragraph starts this way. Artists and writers have? Okay. We'll go one by one. Uh, Take your time. Think well and tell me your answer along with the reason for every option. Right? Fine. Try doing the first paragraph. The first question. Artists and writers have led the exploration of identity. If you come across two correct answers, tell me the better one and the reason for it. Let me know once you're done, once you complete the first one. Over? The first one. Okay. Answer. How many say A? No one? It's not A. B. No, I expected B. Okay. C. Delhi? Okay. Majority. Fine then. I'll read the paragraph. Artists and writers have led the exploration of identity, consciousness, and memory for centuries. Yet, even as scientists sent men to the moon and spacecraft to Saturn and submarines to ocean floor, the instrument responsible for such feats, comma, the human mind. If I say Midun, comma, a teacher at AKS. Midun, comma, a teacher at AKS means Midun is a teacher at AKS. That's the meaning. Similarly, the instrument responsible for such feats, comma, the human mind means the human mind is the instrument responsible for such feats. Feats means accomplishments and all. Yet, even as scientists sent men to the moon and spacecraft to Saturn and submarines to ocean floor, the instrument responsible for such feats, the human mind, remained almost entirely dark, a vast and mostly uncharted universe, as mysterious as a new world was to explorers of the past. Now, this paragraph tells us that even though the human mind is the instrument responsible for all the accomplishments, no one has been able to explore the human mind. And towards the end of the paragraph, the human mind is compared with the new world. The human mind is as mysterious as the new world was to explorers of the past. That means the new world is mysterious. The human mind is also mysterious. No one has been able to explore the new world the same way no one has been able to explore the human mind. Right? Fine. What is the difference between a mystery and a story? Mystery, a story can be understood easily, in fact, right? A mystery also can be understood, but some confusing elements will be there, some supernatural elements and all those things, right? Which of the following can be inferred from the passage? Inferential question. Come to one. We need an option that is there in this paragraph. The superiority of human mind is well known. Given in the paragraph or not given? Not given. Fine, gone. Human mind is difficult to read. Difficult to read means difficult to understand. Yes or no? Yes. And is full of mysteries. Yes or no? Yes. The human mind is mysterious means what? The human mind is full of mysteries. Must be considered? Yes. Come to option C. Mind is the only tool. Tool is the same as instrument. Mind is the only tool that has enabled the scientists to accomplish discoveries. Only is an extreme word. I said, if such a word is there in the option, such a word must be there in the paragraph. Anywhere in the paragraph, do we have the word only? No. Option C is gone. Now, according to the paragraph, the human mind is the instrument responsible for all the accomplishments. It doesn't mean that the human mind is the only instrument responsible for all the accomplishments. The word only cannot be agreed to. C is eliminated. It's an extreme option. Come to option D. The enigmatic nature of human mind. What do you mean by enigmatic nature? Difficult to understand. Mysterious nature. Right? Is the human mind mysterious? Yes. The enigmatic nature of human mind is yet to be explored. Right. Now, options B and D tell us that the human mind is mysterious. We have some extra information in D which is not there in B. And that information is the human mind is yet to be explored. So now we need to see whether this piece of information, the human mind is yet to be explored, this piece of information is there in the paragraph or not. There or not there? Yes, the new world has not been explored by anyone. The same way, the human mind also has not been explored by anyone. Because the human mind is yet to be explored. So this is the extra information in D, which is not there in B. And this piece of information is there in the paragraph. So now when we compare B and D, which is the better one? D is the better one. B is correct. B is correct, but you can go for only one option. The better one is D. Delhi. Fine? Right. The next one, only one sentence is given, right? Followed by a question. Only one sentence is there, but it's a long one, right? Statement, conclusion, question. Fine. Try the second one. Oh, well. Think well, think well. Impulsive answers may go wrong sometimes. Over? Shall we? Everyone. Okay. How many say A? No one? It's not A. B. Okay. C. D. Okay. Majority. Fine then. Only one sentence is there. The vast bulk of new public spending announced in global economic stimuli seems largely business as usual, with major cash injections being directed towards banks and car companies rather than renewable energy firms. Rather than is what kind of indicator? You should never miss any indicator while reading. Not cause and effect. Contrast indicator. Right? Fine. So this what this sentence tells us is that in fact major cash injections must be directed towards renewable energy firms. But that is not what is happening. What is happening is major cash injections are being directed towards banks and car companies and not renewable energy firms. Right? Fine. Which of the following can be concluded from the statement from the statement given above? Come to option A. The new public spending will lead to decreased popularity of the government among masses. Is the government anywhere talked about in that sentence? No. So A is easily gone. Come to B. You need to understand the meaning of every option, right? And see whether that piece of information is there in that paragraph or that sentence or not. Announcement of global economic stimuli was a much awaited action. What is the meaning of option B? Announcement of global economic stimuli was a much awaited action, means we have been waiting for a long time for the announcement of the global economic stimuli. Given in that sentence? No, gone. Car companies and banks are the biggest gainers in the process. Yes or no? Major cash injections are being directed towards banks and car companies. So car companies and banks are the biggest gainers in the process, correct? Fine? Okay, leave it. I'll come back to it. Come to D. The public spending has been expectedly biased. What do you mean by biased? Oh, okay. Favoring one side, right? Biased or not? Yes? Biased towards certain industries. Which are the certain industries according to the sentence? Banks and car companies. Towards banks and car companies, biased or not? Yes? Fine. Certain industries, general or specific? Oh. Specific. All industries, general. Certain industries means specific. And according to that sentence, which are certain industries? Banks and car companies. And towards banks and car companies, biased or not? Yes. Fine. Answer? Huh? C or D? How many say C? Okay. Delhi? Huh? Okay. Fine then. This is an inferential question. All these concepts must be thought about, right? Come to option C once again. Car companies and banks are the biggest gainers in the process. Biggest is an ST word, a superlative degree adjective. I've told you that if there is a superlative degree adjective in an option, there must be a superlative degree adjective in the paragraph. Anywhere in that sentence, do we have a superlative degree adjective? No. C is eliminated. The answer is D, Delhi. Now wait, come to option D once again. The public spending has been expectedly biased towards certain industries. Option D is framed like a fact or a doubt. Doubt. Right. Expectedly means doubt. Option D is framed like a doubt. So there also it must be framed like a doubt. Come to the same sentence once again. The vast bulk of new public spending announced in global economic stimuli seems largely business as usual. Fact or doubt? Doubt. Doubt and doubt go together. Right? Fine. Come to option C once again. Car companies and banks are the biggest gainers in the process. Option C is framed like a fact or a doubt? Fact. Fact and doubt do not go together. The answer is D, Delhi. Fine? Any doubt? Okay. The next one. I think you will go wrong with the next one. Okay, you try to prove me wrong. Try the third one. I'll give you a clue. Don't miss any indicator. Right, fine. Try the third one. In the paragraph, we have the word aggravated. In option C, we have the word exacerbating. Now, aggravate and exacerbate mean the same. Uh, yes, going from bad to worse, right? Going from bad to worse is aggravate or exacerbate, same thing. Improve means what? Good to better, right? Exacerbate or aggravate means from bad to worse. Let me know once you complete. Done? Yes. Fine. Answer. How many say A? No one. Oh, it's not A. B. Okay. Fine. C. Right. D. Fine then. Right. The recent recession is also caused by the lending policies of banks. During the recession, banks were hardly lending, which further aggravated the liquidity crisis in the market. I'll explain the paragraph. But this behavior of the banks is due to tightening of regulatory standards by the RBI. So, the banks will lend more if the regulatory standards are relaxed. Which of the following can be inferred from the argument above? Come to option A. The credit worthiness of the borrowers is not affected by the economic depression. Is the credit worthiness of the borrowers talked about in the paragraph? No. So this goes beyond the paragraph. And as per the paragraph, people are getting money and not getting money. Not getting money. So in a way they are affected or not affected? They are affected, right? So A is eliminated. Come to option B. How much is it B? Okay. Once the flow of credit is improved, the economy will come out of depression. Exactly from which sentence did you get this? The last sentence? Okay. The last sentence is, So the banks will lend more if the regulatory standards are relaxed. The banks will lend more is the same as once the flow of credit is improved. Right? The banks will lend more is same as once the flow of credit is improved. The economy will come out of depression, given in the paragraph or not given? Not given. Right? The paragraph just tells us that the banks will lend more if the regulatory standards are relaxed. There is nowhere talked about the paragraph that once the flow of credit is improved, the economy will come out of depression. That is nowhere given in the paragraph. The first part of B is there in the paragraph. The second part of B goes beyond the paragraph, cannot be an inference. B is gone. Right? Fine. C or D? Huh? Okay, come to C. The imposition of tighter regulatory standards is the most significant factor in exacerbating the economic depression. Tighter is an ER word, a comparative degree adjective. Most significant is a most word, a superlative degree adjective. Do we have a comparative degree adjective or a superlative degree adjective in the paragraph? Lent more is not a comparative degree adjective, right? Lent more inka koncha istani, right? Lent more is not a comparative adjective. It's like more beautiful, more intelligent, more honest. All those are comparative adjectives. Lent more is not a comparative degree adjective. We don't have a comparative degree adjective or a superlative degree adjective in the paragraph. C is gone. The answer is D, right? Now wait. That is based on the concepts of comparative degree adjective and superlative degree adjective. Now we shall think about the meaning of option C. Come to option C. I'll read options and I'll ask you a question. The imposition of tighter regulatory standards is the most significant factor in exacerbating the economic depression. According to option C, what is the reason for exacerbation? Imposition of tighter regulatory standards. That is what option C tells us, right? Imposition of tighter regulatory standards is a reason for exacerbation, right? Fine. Come to the paragraph. I'll start with the second sentence. During the recession, banks were hardly lending, which further aggravated means exacerbated, which further aggravated the liquidity crisis in the market. That means according to the sentence, what is the reason for exacerbation? Banks hardly lending money. Banks were hardly lending, which further aggravated the liquidity crisis. Means according to the paragraph, the reason for exacerbation is banks hardly lending money. Right? Fine. I'll continue. But this behavior of the banks, which behavior? Hardly lending money. This behavior of the banks is due to is what kind of indicator? Cause and effect indicator. It must connect a reason and a result. It's due to tightening of regulatory standards by the RBI. So this is the order in which the ideas are arranged in this paragraph. Exacerbation happened because banks were hardly lending money. Why were banks hardly lending money? Because of tightening of regulatory standards, right? I've told you the first idea, the second idea, the third idea. The second idea is the reason to the first idea. The reason and the result must come together. The third idea is the reason to the second idea. The reason and the result must come together. The third idea cannot be the reason to the first idea because the reason and the result can never get separated. Exacerbation happened because banks were hardly lending money. Banks were hardly lending money because of tightening of regulatory standards. From this you tell me, can tightening of regulatory standards be the reason for exacerbation? No, because the reason and the result can never get separated. According to option C, what is the reason for exacerbation? Tightening of regulatory standards. According to the paragraph, what is the reason for exacerbation? Banks hardly lending money. The reason and result can never get separated. The meanings are completely different. C is eliminated. The answer is D. Right. How many is it D? Okay. Those who said D, tell me exactly from which sentence or paragraph did you get this. Wait, I'll read D. There are agencies other than banks that influence the credit supply in the economy. Exactly from which sentence you get this? The very first sentence of the passage says, the recent recession is also caused by the lending policies of banks. Also is what kind of indicator? Support indicator. Indicators deserve utmost importance while reading. The recent recession is also caused by the lending policies of banks. From this sentence, you tell me, other agencies other than banks that lend money? Yes or no? Yes. Option D is the implicit meaning of the first sentence, right? There are agencies other than banks that influence the credit supply in the economy. There is nothing in option D that goes beyond the paragraph. Option D is the implicit meaning of the first sentence. The answer is D. If I say, he is also a teacher of mathematics, right? He is also a teacher of mathematics. From this sentence, tell me, are there other teachers of mathematics? Yes, the same is the case here. The recent recession is also caused by the lending policies of banks, means other than banks, there are agencies that lend money. The answer is D. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Of course. He is a teacher who teaches. Is there any word like Max? Is there any word like Max, sir? There's no word like Max. It is. There's no word like Max, right? It's math, right? Or else mathematics, right? From since childhood, you've been saying Max teacher is not there, right? It's math or mathematics. He's a geography teacher. Correct or wrong? Geography teacher, history teacher, English teacher, Malayalam teacher, Telugu teacher. Correct? All these are wrong actually. It must be he is a teacher of history, teacher of geography, teacher of English, teacher of mathematics, right? History teacher, math teacher, all these are wrong uses. He is a teacher who teaches mathematics. Hmm. There is no reason and result relation here, right? In the case of reason and result, the two ideas must appear close to each other, right? In this sentence, do we have any reason and result relationship? No reason and result relationship, right? I told you yesterday about who. Who is what kind of pronoun? Relative pronoun. A relative pronoun must be replaced with the noun that comes before it. Which is a noun that comes before who here? Teacher. So who must be replaced with a teacher, right? So a teacher teaches mathematics. And who is a teacher here? He. Right? There's no reason and result relationship. As in the case of reason and result, the two ideas must appear close to each other. Question number 4. Only one sentence is there, followed by question. Nothing in any option must go beyond this sentence. Find out an option that is there in this sentence. Try. Don't miss any general word, any specific word, any indicator. Done? Answer. How many say A? Many. I did not expect A actually. Okay. B. Fine. C. D. Okay. In India, a candidate who advertises in Radio Kerala will get maximum votes from young voters. Fact or doubt? Fact. Will and would offer a fact. May and might offer a doubt. So this sentence tells us that in India, if a candidate advertises in Radio Kerala, he undoubtedly gets maximum votes from young voters. The statement above logically conveys which of the following? Inferential. Fine. Come to option A. In India, for maximum votes from young voters, a candidate need not. Need is not a model. Need to is a model. Need not and a meaning andi. Avasaram ledu ani. Right. Not required. Right. In India, for maximum votes from young voters, a candidate need not advertise in media other than in Radio Kerala. Right? So what option A tells us that in India, if a candidate requires maximum votes from young voters, there is no need for him to advertise in any media other than in Radio Kerala. Yes or no? Yes? The sentence given as a question tells us that in India, if a candidate advertises in Radio Kerala, he undoubtedly gets, he undoubtedly gets maximum votes from young voters. That means, in India, if a candidate wants maximum votes from young voters, there is no need for him to advertise in any media other than in Radio Kerala. If he advertises in Radio Kerala itself, he undoubtedly gets maximum votes from young voters. Right? Correct or not? Correct? Leave it there. I'll come back to it. Come to option B. Maximum votes from young voters will help a candidate win the election. Given as an answer, not given. Not given. Whether maximum votes from young voters will help him win the election or not is not at all given there in that sentence. Right? What he has to do to get maximum votes from young voters. That is what the sentence tells us. The sentence does not tell us that maximum votes from young voters will help him win the election. That goes beyond the sentence. And how can we say that? Other than young voters, other voters also, no? Living young voters, other voters are also there, right? So anyway, B goes beyond the sentence, gone. Come to option D. Radio Kerala advertising reaches every section of voter in India. Every section of voter in India, general or specific? General. Every is a general word or specific word? General word. I gave it in the list of general words, right? Fine. The sentence given as a question says young voters, right? Young voters. Now tell me, every section of voter, young voters, which is general, which is specific? Every section of voter becomes general, young voters become specific, general and specific do not go together. C is eliminated. Wait. I'm not asking you based on this question. I'm asking you on a general note. Can we agree to statement C, option C? I'm not asking you based on this question. Radio Kerala advertising reaches every section of voter in India. Yes or no? Can we conclude or not? Why not? Huh? No, I'm not asking based on this question. On a general note. Why not? Can we be sure that every section of voter in India will listen to Radio Kerala? No. Right? We cannot conclude. For example, TV serials. TV serials are usually watched by men or women? Women. Usually. Women. Right? What will be the story of almost every serial? What is the story? Or what is the story? Fight between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. This is the theme of almost every TV serial, right? So in some serials, the mother-in-law will be good, the daughter-in-law will be bad. Now serials the other way, right? And most of the TV serials, so the theme of most of the TV serials will be related to women. Because they know that who usually watch? Women usually watch, right? And the advertisements that come in between the serials will be related to Women mostly, right? All cosmetics and household items, all those things, right? So if anything gets portrayed through, conveyed through TV serials, can we be sure that men will come to know about it? No. Right. The same is the case here. We can all say that every section of vote in India will listen to Radio Kerala. Right. So anyway, it is cannot be agreed to. And based on this question, general and specific do not go together. Come to option D. Advertising in radio is the most important factor in political campaigns in India. Most important is a most word superlative degree adjective. Do we have a superlative degree adjective in that sense? No. D is gone. The answer is A. Come to A once again. In India. That sentence also says in India. For maximum votes from young voters, that sentence also says young voters, a candidate need not advertise in media other than in Radio Kerala. Because if he advertises in Radio Kerala itself, he undoubtedly gets maximum votes from young voters. The answer is A. How many is it A? Okay, fine. Try the fifth one. Oh, favoring only one side. Biased. Partisan means biased. Over? Shall we? Answer. How many say A? Okay, fine. B, C, D. That's my question actually. A or D? Right? Fine. I'll read the paragraph. While on the one hand, the Maoist tag is used to persecute and torture those who speak out against excesses and illegalities of the state, on the other, so two things are talked about in this paragraph. On the one hand, one thing, on the other thing. Right? On the other, there is a growing trend where the institutions of the state are used to push the vested interests of one section of the population. After that, we have a hyphen. What's a hyphen called? Apposition. What comes after an apposition explains what comes before it. So which that one section of the population is given after the apposition, which is that those who consume high energy and high cost industrial products and profit out of its investment, production and distribution. Right? So two things are talked about in this paragraph. One is the Maoist tag is used to torture the people who speak against the illegalities of the state. The other one is the institutions of the state are being used to favor the interests of one section of the population, and which that one section of the population is given here. Right? Fine. From among the alternatives, identify the statement that can be inferred from the given paragraph. Come to option A. The state is using its institutions. Its institutions means the institutions of the state. General or specific? The institutions of the state. Specific. The institutions belong to the state, or state possesses the institution. Specific. The paragraph also says the institutions of the state. Specific. Right. The state is using its institutions in a partisan manner. Partisan manner means in a biased manner. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. The state is using its institutions to favor the interests of one section of the population. That means the state is using its institutions in a partisan manner. Correct? Yes. D is eliminated. Right? Come to option A. Come to option B. The people of the state are unhappy. Yes or no? Not mentioned, we don't know. Right. Come to option C. The legitimacy of the institutions and of the state itself stands hollowed out. Hollowed out means empty. Legitimacy is not talked about in the paragraph. The answer is A. Fine? Right. The next one, try. Don't miss any general word, any specific word, any indicator. Over. Shall we? Okay. Answer. How many say A? No one? Oh, it's not A. Bombay. Okay. I expected Bombay actually. Chennai. Only you. D. Okay. Fine. I'll read the paragraph. The painter as historian has not a good name. History painting was drudgery. What do you mean by drudgery? Very difficult, boring, uninteresting, tiring, right? Drudgery, as is a different word. I think it's a printing mistake. History painting was drudgery as often as not, and all too often it showed. But, what kind of indicator? Contrast indicator. The part before but is negative positive. Negative positive. Negative. So part after but must be positive. But the painter as newsman, that is someone quite different. Positive. Now being indifferent is negative positive. Being indifferent. Negative or positive? Being indifferent is negative. Right. Being indifferent means what? Being insensitive. Right? To the feelings of others and all. Right? Being indifferent is negative. That is someone quite different. Now, being unique is positive. Being unique or being extraordinary is positive. Being indifferent is negative. It was a painter as newsman who gave us not history, but a first unforgettable drafts of it. It is a pronoun. Singular, plural. Singular. The concept of pronoun antecedent, a singular pronoun must refer to a singular noun. Tell me, according to the sentence, the pronoun it refers to which noun? History. It was a painter's newsman who gave us not history, but a first unforgettable drafts of it. It means history. It means the painter did not give us history, but he gave us a first unforgettable drafts of history. Right? Fine. The above passage will lead us to which of the following conclusions? Come to option A. A painter's eyes are the eyes of the people. Their hearts beat with him, and his work shape history. What is wrong? When our heart beats, painter's heart also beats, no? What is wrong? Nowhere given there in the passage. A is gone. A painter's work is unforgettable. Right? Fine. Where do you find mention about this? Those who said B. The last sentence of the passage. Now wait. According to option B, what is unforgettable? A painter's work. Right. Come to last sentence once again. It was a painter's newsman who gave us not history, but a first unforgettable drafts of history. According to the passage, what is unforgettable? The drafts of history are unforgettable. Right? Unforgettable drafts of history means the drafts of history are unforgettable. According to option B, a painter's work is unforgettable. The same meaning or different meanings? Complete different meanings. B is eliminated. Anyway, A and B can be eliminated very easily. Because A and B say a painter. A painter, general or specific? General. A and an are indefinite articles taken as general. The paragraph says the painter. The is a definite article taken as specific. General and specific do not go together. So A and B are easily eliminated. Right? I said never miss any indicator, any general word, any specific word. Right? Okay. Come to option C. That the world is before them speaks about definitive moments, not only in individual lives, but also in the lives of all of us. Is anybody's life talked about in the passage? Huh? No. The answer is D. How much is it D? Okay. I'll read D, then you should tell me from where you got it. Whether or not the painter is specific, the paragraph also says the painter. Whether or not the painter himself was present at the historical event, he makes us feel that we have been there. Right. Those who said D. Exactly from which part of the paragraph did you get this? Which part? Okay, from which part of the paragraph did you get option D? The last sentence of the paragraph says, "It was a painter's newsman who gave us not history, but a first unforgettable drafts of history." That means the painter did not give us history, but he gave us our first unforgettable drafts of history. If I say, you have not come to know of an event, right? You have not come to know of an event. Can you forget that event? Yes or no? You have not come to know of an event. Can you forget that event? Yes or no? Yes or no? Think. You have not come to know of an event. Can you forget that event? I don't know. If you have to forget, first you should come to know, right? Only if you come to know, you can forget. Right, fine. You have not come to know of an event. Can you remember that event? Yes or no? No. For us to remember or forget an event, first we should come to know of the event. Right? Only then we can forget or remember. Right? The passage tells us that the painter has given us a first unforgettable drafts of history. That means we cannot forget history. That means through his works, through his paintings, he made us feel that we have been present there when the historical event has taken place. And that is how history becomes unforgettable to us. Option D is the implicit meaning of the last sentence. The answer is D, Delhi. Any doubt? Fine? Right. I want a unanimous correct answer to the next question. Right? Try. The seventh one. Done? Shall we? Oh, okay, answer. I said unanimous correct answer. Tell me. Hmm? Delhi. Delhi. Unanimous. No. Okay. How many say A? No one. Fine. Bombay. Chennai. Delhi. None of these. Fine then. I'll read the paragraph. Dr. Vishwanathan, a financial expert, noticed that many students have been financing the education since in a sour economy, parents seem to be having troubles obtaining their home equity loans. After that, we have a hyphen, a position. What comes after it explains what comes before it. So what home equity loans are is given after the hyphen. What is it? A key financial instrument for higher education. So this part of the paragraph tells us that as parents are unable to get loans, right? As parents are unable to get loans to fund their children's education, many students are funding their own education, right? When a large number of students are graduating with a debt, why? Because yeah, financing their own education. When a large number of students are graduating with a debt and without a job in hand, thanks to the economic downturn, it is not surprising that they will default. This is a sarcastic statement. The author makes fun of the economic downturn for making the students graduate with a debt. Right? Fine. So paragraph tells us that as parents are not able to get loans to fund their children's education, many children are financing their own education. And because of that, when they graduate with a debt. Which of the following is a valid conclusion? Same, inference. Parents are unable to fulfill their responsibilities due to is what kind of indicator? Cause and effect. It must connect a reason and a result. Parents are unable to fulfill their responsibilities due to the downturn in the economy. The downturn in the economy is the same as the economic downturn. So what option A tells us is that because of the economic downturn, parents are unable to fulfill their responsibilities. According to the paragraph, because of the economic downturn, parents are not able to get loans to fund their children's education. Right? The same meaning or different meanings? Completely different meanings. Now wait. The paragraph does not tell us that the parents are unable to fulfill their responsibilities. The paragraph just tells us that parents are unable to get loans to fund their children's education. Now tell me, parents being unable to fulfill their responsibilities, parents not able to get loans to fund their children's education, which is general, which is specific. Not able to fulfill the responsibilities becomes general. Not able to get loans to fund their children's education becomes specific. Do not go together. A is eliminated. Come to option B. Education sector suffered a setback due to the economic downturn. The meaning of option B is that because of the economic downturn, education sector suffered a setback. Setback means in profit or loss? Loss, right. So B tells us that because of the economic downturn, education sector suffered a setback. According to the paragraph, because of the economic downturn, what happened? Parents are not able to get loans to fund their children's education. The reason and the result in B and in the paragraph are same or different? Completely different. And now tell me, as per the paragraph, did the education sector suffer any setback? No, children are financing their own education. The education sector did not suffer any setback as per the paragraph. Anyway, the reason and the result in B and the paragraph are different. Come to see. Educational loans have increased due to the economic downturn. So C tells us because of the economic downturn, educational loans have increased. As per the paragraph, because of the economic downturn, what happened? Parents are not getting loans to fund their children's education. The same meaning or different meanings? Different meanings. The answer is D. None of this. How much is D? Okay. Fine. The next paragraph may be a bit difficult to understand, but if you understand the paragraph, you can eliminate 3 options easily. Right, fine. Try. The 8th one. No. Denialism, going against. For example, you make a statement, I deny it, go against it, contradict. Second, second option, the greenhouse effect is a real threat. What happened? It's a real threat. Which one? ఏది ఓకే అదా సెకండ్ లైన్ అది ప్రింటింగ్ మిస్టేక్ అది రియల్ అండ్ ఇస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ రియల్ రియల్ అండ్ అది ఇట్ హ్యాపెన్ వైల్ అరేంజింగ్ ద ఎక్సర్సైజ్ ఆన్ ద సిస్టమ్. Well, done. Shall we discuss? Yes, fine. Answer. How many say A? Okay, fine. Bombay. Right. Chennai. Delhi. Fine then. Right. Fine, I'll read the paragraph. Powerful evidence has poured in over decades showing the greenhouse effect is real and is happening. Fact or doubt? Fact? To show that the greenhouse effect is real and is happening, we have powerful evidence pouring in over decades. Fact. And yet, resistance to the idea means which idea? That greenhouse effect is real and is happening. Resistance to the idea means supporting the idea or contradicting the idea? Contradicting the idea. Fine. Resistance to the idea among many in the US have been hardened. So this part tells us that even though we have powerful evidence to show that greenhouse effect is real and is happening, many people in the US don't believe that greenhouse effect is real and is happening. Denialism, okay. Economist ethicist Clive Hamilton says, denialism in America. Now tell me, according to this context, what is denialism in America? Denying the fact that the greenhouse effect is real and is happening. That is denialism in America. Denialism in America has taken on a more partisan ideological tone. The solution to what? Not greenhouse effect. Denialism, right? The solution to denialism in America. And what that solution is given after the colon, apposition, right? It says, eventually, it'll become damn clear that the earth is warming, and the warming is beyond anything we have experienced in millions of years, and people will have to admit what? That greenhouse effect is real and is happening. So in due course of time, we'll get to know that the earth is getting warmed like anything. And such warming has never happened in millions of years. So seeing that, those people will admit that greenhouse effect is real. And this is the solution to denialism in America. So seeing how the earth gets warmed like anything, those people will have to admit that greenhouse effect is real. Right? Fine. But then he stops and laughs. Well, I suppose they could say God is burning us up. This is a sarcastic statement. Right? Sometimes they may say that God is burning us up. Which of the following is a valid inference? The desire to disbelief means disbelief that greenhouse effect is real and is happening. The desire to disbelieve depends means strengthens or weakens. Strengthens, right? The desire to disbelieve deepens as the scale of the threat grows. So what option A tells us that the desire to disbelieve in the greenhouse effect strengthens as the scale of the threat grows. As per the paragraph, how many is a day? Exactly from where do you get this? Yeah. The earth is getting warm like anything. Okay, fine. That says, according to paragraph, when the earth gets warmed like anything, that's the same as when the scale of the threat grows. Right? When the earth gets warmed like anything is same as when the scale of the threat grows. So as per the paragraph, when the earth gets warmed like anything, those people will admit that the greenhouse effect is real. Right? That means, as per the paragraph, when the scale of the threat grows, when the earth gets warmed like anything, their desire to disbelieve strengthens or weakens. Understand, tell me. As per paragraph, when the earth gets warmed like anything, when the scale of the threat grows, those people will admit that the greenhouse effect is real. That means when the scale of the threat grows, their desire to disbelieve strengthens or weakens. Weakens. Option A says strengthens. Now tell me, correct or contradicting? Contradicting. A is eliminated. Come to option B. The greenhouse effect is a real threat. Option B is framed like a fact or a doubt? Fact. How many said B? Okay, those who said B, exactly from which sentence or passage you get this? The very first sentence? Powerful evidence has poured in over decades showing the greenhouse effect is real and is happening. Fact or doubt? Fact. Fact and fact go together? Fine. Now wait. As per the paragraph, right? The greenhouse effect has a positive impact on us or negative impact on us? Positive, negative? Negative impact on us. Anything that has a negative impact on us is a threat, right? If you have a negative impact on me, you're a threat to me, right? As per paragraph, the greenhouse effect has a negative impact on us. The greenhouse effect is a real threat. Yes or no? Yes? Fact and fact go together? Right. Come to option C. The reluctance to rain in greenhouse effect. Reluctance means what? Not willing, right? Unwilling, not ready, hesitant, right? Not ready to do. The reluctance to rain in greenhouse effect means the reluctance to believe in greenhouse effect is widespread. As per the paragraph, many people in the US don't believe that greenhouse effect is real. Now tell me, widespread, many in the US, which is general, which is specific? Widespread becomes general, many in the US becomes specific, do not go together, C is eliminated. How many is it? D. Okay. Come to option D. It is surprising how the findings, what are findings as per the paragraph? That the greenhouse effect is real and that it is happening. These are findings as per the paragraph. It is surprising how the findings are being rejected in a scientific manner. Right. Those who said D, exactly from which sentence you get this? Oh, yeah. Which sentence? The last sentence? As per the paragraph, what could be the reason given by them to reject the findings? God is burning us up. This could be the reason given by them to reject the findings. God is burning us up is a scientific reason or unscientific reason? Unscientific reason. Right? Option D says, it is surprising how the findings are being rejected in a scientific manner. Right? That is one reason. One more reason. Option D is framed like a fact or a doubt. It is surprising how the findings are being it is surprising how the findings are being rejected in a scientific manner. Fact or doubt? Fact or framed like a fact or a doubt? Fact. There's no word in option D denoting a doubt. Option D is framed like a fact. Come to the last sentence. Well, I suppose they could say God is burning us up. Fact or doubt? Doubt. Fact and doubt do not go together. The answer is B. Bombay. Fine? Right. We'll do one more and take a break. I need, if I say I need also, you'll not give. Please try to give me a unanimous correct answer. Only one sentence is there, but it is a long one. I expect a unanimous correct answer. Try. Only one sentence is there. What do you mean by shoplifting? Lifting the shop? Shoplifting means theft. In fact, petty thievery. Like small dongadana. Like when we were in school, we used to steal friends' pens, pencils, sharpeners, and all. Right, that is petty thievery. Now, when we go to a restaurant, we come out with a lot of. When we go to restaurant, we come out with a lot of soap and tissues and all. Yeah. Shoplifting. Try. And that is actually not shoplifting. Right. Over? Oh. Shall we? Yes? Okay, fine. Give me a unanimous correct answer. Huh? Bombay. Bombay. No other answer. Bombay. A. Okay, how many say A? Right. Bombay. Okay. Fine. Chennai. Delhi. I'll read the sentence. A study of residents native to the state of Chhattisgarh found that two-thirds of the children developed the habit of shoplifting after they started going to school, while the illiterate parents and grandparents who had no opportunity of formal schooling showed no signs of this tendency. This tendency means which tendency? Shoplifting. So what this sentence tells us is that two-thirds of the children belonging to the state of Chhattisgarh developed the habit of shoplifting when after they started going to school. Whereas the illiterate parents and grandparents, that means who have not gone to school, have not shown any signs of shoplifting. Right? Fine. If the above statements are true, which of the following is also true? Fine. Inferential. Come to A. Only people who have the opportunity of formal schooling develop the habit of shoplifting. I've told you about the word only, right? Only is an extreme word. Do we have such an extreme word in that sentence? No. A is gone, D is also gone. Right? D says only literate children of the state of Chhattisgarh develop the habit of shoplifting. Eliminated. Right? Now we have only two options, B and C. Right? Come to B. Conditions in schools have created the habit of shoplifting in those children. Those children means which children? Two-thirds of the children belonging to the state of Chhattisgarh. Those children, general or specific? Specific. This, that, these, those are demonstrative pronouns taken as specific, right? Specific and specific go together? Yes. Conditions in schools have created the habit of shoplifting in those children. Yes or no? When do they start developing this habit? After they started going to school. That means conditions in schools have created this habit in those children. Correct? Fine. Noah. Come to option C. The habit of shoplifting in the children is not a result of the stress caused by reading and other classwork. Given as an answer, not given? Not given. The answer is B. Bombay. Well, ఎప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ అయింది ఇది వాళ్ళకి హ్యాబిట్ ఆఫ్టర్ స్టార్టెడ్ గోయింగ్ టు స్కూల్ సో మీనింగ్ ఏంటి ఆఫ్టర్ స్టార్టెడ్ దే ఇలిటరేట్ పేరెంట్స్ అండ్ గ్రాండ్ పేరెంట్స్ మీన్స్ హ్యావ్ నాట్ గాన్ టు స్కూల్ వాళ్ళకి హ్యాబిట్ లేదు రైట్ అంటే వాళ్ళు స్కూల్కి వెళ్ళలేదు వాళ్ళకి హ్యాబిట్ లేదు ఈ చిల్డ్రన్కి ఎప్పుడు వచ్చింది హ్యాబిట్ స్కూల్కి వెళ్ళడం స్టార్ట్ అయిన తర్వాత వచ్చింది సో కండిషన్స్ ఇన్ స్కూల్స్ హ్యావ్ క్రియేటెడ్ దిస్ హ్యాబిట్ ఇన్ దోస్ చిల్డ్రన్. Anyway, what was the answer? D only is gone. Fine. Right. Shall we take a break? 10 minutes? Okay. Have. Have. Okay, we'll start. You have while doing, no problem. We'll continue. Question number 10. Try. Ah. Really? Don't ever. The 10th one. Try. Well. Over. Yes. Answer. Hmm? Delhi. Unanimous. Unanimous. No the answer. A, B, C. No. Okay. The drug. Tell me. Are we talking about a specific drug here? Yes or no? Yes. Because the is a different article taken as specific. The drug blocks the activity of a substance that the brain apparently needs to retain much of its learned information. That means if the brain has to retain much of its learned information, it needs a substance. And the activity of that substance is being blocked by this drug. The drug can erase certain memories by tinkering with a single substance in the brain. It could make one forget a chronic fear, a traumatic loss, or even a bad habit. So far, the research has been done only on animals. But scientists say this memory system is likely to work almost identically in people. Now, as of now, the drug has been used only on animals. But what scientists say is that if the same drug is used on human beings, almost identical results can be, we can get this, we can get identical result. If the statements above are true, which of the following may also be true on the basis of them? Come to option A. Human beings always respond the way animals do. Always is a general word. I gave it in the list of general words, right? Fine. In the paragraph, we are talking about the response we get when the drug is applied on animals and human beings. Now, when we compare option A with the paragraph, A becomes general or specific? A becomes general. The response we get when the drug is applied on human beings and animals becomes specific. General and specific do not go together. A is gone. The same reason for option B. Animals always respond the way human beings do. General and specific don't go together. B is also gone. Option C. The above described substance, which is that? The drug. The above described substance, general or specific? Specific. Specific and specific go together. The above described substance can be developed in a laboratory. Yes or no? We don't know actually. Whether it can be developed in a laboratory, outside laboratory is not talked about in the paragraph. Right. Come to option C. Similar impact of the substance. The substance means the drug, general or specific? Specific. Specific and specific go together. Is expected in humans as in animals. Correct? Yes. The response that we get when the drug is applied on humans and animals. Fine. Wait. Option D is framed like a fact or a doubt. Similar impact of the substance is expected in humans as in animals. Doubt. Right. In the paragraph, doubt or fact? Which sentence? The last sentence says, but scientists say this memory system is likely to work almost identically in people. Doubt. And like almost identically same as similar. Right. The answer is D. Delhi. At last you gave me a unanimous correct answer. In the case of reading comprehension and logical reasoning, we may come across some miscellaneous questions. That means we don't know how the question appears. We need to understand what exactly the question wants us to find out. And accordingly, we need to move to the options. Right? Fine. I'll read question number 11. I'll read the question. Tell me what the meaning of the question is. The paragraph above is a pertinent answer to which of the following questions? Right. What's the meaning of this sentence? The paragraph above is a pertinent answer to which of the following questions? That means the paragraph is the answer to a question. And our task is to find out to which question is the paragraph the answer. Right? Listen, in the question and in the answer, the same idea must be mentioned. The same idea must be mentioned in the question and in the answer. Right? Fine. Can a paragraph begin with a question? Yes or no? Yes. A paragraph can begin with a question. If a paragraph begins with a question, what comes immediately after it will be the answer to that question. Because the rule says a question and the answer to that question must appear close to each other. Can a paragraph end with a question? Yes or no? Yes. A paragraph can begin with a question, a paragraph can end with a question. If a paragraph ends with a question, who has to answer the question? We. The readers have to answer the question. The author may pose a question to the readers and he expects an answer from the readers. Anyway, in the question and in the answer, same idea must be mentioned. So understand what the idea in the paragraph is and see which option contains mention about that idea. Right? Fine. Try. The 11th one. Okay. Over. Shall we? Everyone. Okay, answer. Tell me. Hmm? How many say A? Okay. Many. Bombay, Chennai, Delhi. Actually, my question is A or C. Right. See, yeah, decided. Fine then. I'll read the paragraph. Depending on how you look at it, US banks could lose as much as $1 trillion if the current money troubles in Europe were to lead to a full blown financial crisis. So, this sentence tells us that if the current money troubles in Europe leads to a full blown financial crisis, US banks could lose as much as $1 trillion. Or they could lose close to nothing. It depends on, you make it whom, it's a printing mistake. It depends on whom you believe. Understanding why there is a difference of opinion is at the heart of knowing whether US banks are really in trouble. From this part, you tell me, when could the US banks be really in trouble? When the current money troubles in Europe lead to a full blown financial crisis. At that time, the US banks could really be in trouble because they could lose close to $1 trillion. The whole paragraph talks about the impact of the European money crisis on US banks. Right? Negative impact or positive impact? Negative impact because US banks could lose as much as $1 trillion. Right? Fine. Come to option A. So we're going to find out which question is the paragraph. The answer. Come to A. Could the European debt crisis cause US banks to fall? Right? Yes or no? Negative impact or positive impact? Negative impact? Fine. Must be considered. Option A is framed like a fact or a doubt. Could the European debt crisis cause US banks to fall? Doubt. Right. In the paragraph, fact or doubt? Depending on how you look at it, US banks could lose as much as $1 trillion. Right. Doubt? Fine. Come to option B. Where does the European crisis leave us? It is not US. Us in the sense? Manam. The paragraph talks about the impact of the European crisis on us or US banks? US banks, right? Fine, gone. Come to option C. How much risk can the US banks take? Now, actually, as per the paragraph, when could the US banks be at risk? When the current money troubles lead to a full blown financial crisis. At that time, the US banks could be at risk. Now, when we compare A and C, which is a better one? A is a better one, right? Now, first option also says about risk. US banks could fall. Risk, right? The impact of the European debt crisis does not come in C, it comes in A, right? So C is gone. Are the Americans safe? Are we talking about Americans here? No, the answer is A. Fine? Right. The next one. Oh, understand the question and answer accordingly. Fine. Oh. Nothing as such. Could you help him? You can say yes or no. Or if you want to give him if I ask you, could you help him? You say no. And if you want to give some explanation to support your answer, you can go for it. Right? There's nothing like there's no rule like the answer must be a single word, one or by description and all. The next one. Try. Understand the question well. Let me know once it's done. Over. Shall we? Everyone, answer. Huh? Delhi. Unanimous. No the answer. A. A. B. C. C. Delhi. Okay. So what was Shakespeare like? Canny, skeptical, sympathetic, might Enobarbus, the humorously detached and yet emotionally entangled friend of Cleopatra's Antony, come closest to him, Mr. Bate wonders. Her constant theme is Shakespeare's resistance to definition. He in the sense, Shakespeare. Shakespeare offered questions and debates, not propaganda and positions. Just as he has been appropriated, so he appropriated ideas from everyone else. On balance, Mr. Bates suggests the humane realism of Epicurus, an ancient Greek philosopher whose pliableness and variety of mind Shakespeare would have encountered entirely through essays of Montaigne, is a good place to start. The question is, the author's reference to the hypothesis that, what do you mean by hypothesis? An imagination. A statement that is not supported by any valid reason. It's a hypothetical statement. What is spelling of hypothesis? Hypothesis or THES? IS or ES? Both are correct. Hypothesis is singular, SES is plural. Crisis spelling. CRS IS or CRS ES? Both are fine. CRS IS is singular, CRS ES is plural. Analysis. NALYS IS is singular, SES is plural. Syllabus, singular, plural. Syllabus, singular or plural? Syllabus is singular. Plural is syllabi, SYLLABI. Syllabi is plural. Focus, singular, plural. Focus is singular. Plural, foci, FOCI, or else focuses. Right. Bacteria, singular, plural. Singular or plural? Bacteria is plural. Right. Singular is bacterium. Right. Bacterium is singular. Phenomenon, singular, plural. Phenomenon. Phenomenon is singular. Plural is phenomena. Right. Phenomena is plural. Criteria, singular, plural. Criteria. Criteria is plural. Singular is criterium is not there. Right. Criterion. CRITERION. Criterion is singular. Okay. The question is, the author's reference to the hypothesis that Shakespeare cannot be defined can be validated by all of the following statements except, now tell me, here the question wants us to find out an option that is an inference or not an inference. That is there in the paragraph or not there in the paragraph? Not there in the paragraph, right? That means we want an option that is not an inference. It says can be validated by all of the statements except, right? Fine. What's your answer? Delhi. Come to option A. Shakespeare offered questions and debates and not propaganda and positions. Given or not given? Given. Inference or not? Yes. Eliminated. Come to option B. Shakespeare resisted definition. Given or not? Shakespeare's resistance to definition means what? Shakespeare resisted definition. Given. Inference. Eliminated. Come to C. Shakespeare appropriated ideas from others. Yes or no? Just as he has been appropriated, so he appropriated ideas from everyone else. That means others, right? Inference? Yes? Yes. Shakespeare was extremely intriguing as far as his appearance is concerned. Is Shakespeare's appearance talked about in the paragraph? No. So this goes beyond the paragraph. The answer is D. What do you mean by intriguing? Interesting, impressive, attractive? The answer is D. The next one, try. Huber? Yes? Answer. How many say A? No one? It's not A. B? No, I expected B. C? Okay. Delhi? Fine. Almost unanimous, okay. I'll read the paragraph. Physicists have long wondered about dark matter. One of the recent studies suggests that the dark matter consists of weakly interacting massive particles, also known as WIMPs. As the name suggests, these particles are massive, which is why their presence is revealed by gravity. By calling them weakly interacting, physicists mean that the particles experience another of the four fundamental forces, namely the weak nuclear force that is responsible for radioactive decay. What are these pronouns called? Who, whom, that, which? Today also children. Relative pronouns. And what's the rule actually? A relative pronoun must be replaced with the noun that comes before it. That is a relative pronoun. Which is a noun coming before that? The weak nuclear force. So that must be replaced with the weak nuclear force. So meaning of this part is the weak nuclear force is responsible for radioactive decay. Right? Fine. Framed like a fact or a doubt? Fact? Right. And this is given as which option? Option D. D says the weak nuclear force is responsible for radioactive decay. Fact or doubt? Fact. Must be considered? Yes. Fine. Come to option A. The recent study is a breakthrough. Yes or no? We don't know. Right. Fine. This study was long awaited. Why not this? What's the meaning of option B? This study was long awaited means we have been waiting for a long time for this study. The first sentence of the past paragraph says, physicists have long wondered about dark matter. Then why not B? Oh. Oh. B says the study was long awaited. That means we have been waiting for a long time for this study. The sentence of passage says, physicists have long wondered about dark matter, not the study. Right? Fine. Come to see. Physicists are thrilled about the recent study. Yes or no? Huh? Yes or no? We don't know. Why it's not given there? Right. The answer is D, Delhi. The next one, try. Oh. However, we'll discuss. Okay, answer. How many say A? Okay, fine. Bombay, Chennai, Delhi. Right then. Back in the office, we watch media coverage of the day. From the headlines and descriptions, you would think full scale riots had broken out. There were certainly altercations between the police and small groups of protesters, but on the whole, it was fairly peaceful. Means from what we watch on media, we would think something huge has taken place. But that's not the case actually. There were some altercations, fights between the police and groups of protesters, but on the whole, the situation was peaceful, calm. There were tense moments, some damage was done, a few people got hurt, but after all the dire warnings of catastrophic lawlessness and turmoil, everything seemed remarkably calm, at least from what we saw. Maybe we missed the mayhem, or maybe there was none. So, from what we watched on media, we would think something huge has taken place, but that's not the case. Some problems were there, but on the whole, the situation was fairly calm, peaceful. Right? Fine. Which is the most valid inference on the basis of the information given above. Come to A. The media blows things out of proportions at times. Yes or no? Yes? From what we watch on media, we would think something huge has taken place. But that is not the case. Right? Some problems were there, but on the whole, the situation was peaceful. The media blows things out of proportions at times. Yes or no? Yes? Fine, leave it. Come to option A. Option B. The author went to only certain areas. The word only or such a word is not there in the paragraph. B is eliminated. The author is trying to put media down. Now, in the passage, the author tells us what the media do. Right? Does it mean the author is trying to put media down? Now, you have done something wrong. Right? You have done something wrong and I speak about it. Right? I speak about it. Does it mean I am trying to put you down? No. If I frame some stories about you, if I cook some stories up about you, then it means I'm trying to put you down. The author just tells us what the media do. It doesn't mean that he's trying to put the media down. Right? The author is confused and exaggerates things. Now, what is the difference between boasting and exaggerating? Boast and exaggerate. What do you mean by boasting? Boast. Boast means to encourage, right? To give energy, to encourage, right? To help in the progress. That is boasting, boaster, right? What is boasting? B-O-S-T. Uh, Speaking too much about oneself, right? Speaking too much about oneself is boasting. If I speak too much about myself, that is boasting. Self-appreciation. In Telugu, you say self-dabba. That's boasting, right? Now, self-appreciation is worse than suicide. It's better we go commit suicide rather than praising ourselves, right? No, I should not praise myself. Others should praise me. Even if others don't praise me, I should not praise myself, right? That's boasting, self-appreciation. What is exaggerating? Making a mountain of a molehill. I mean, the issue will be a minor one. We present it with a lot of hype, adding masala to it and all, right? That's what the media do actually, right? A minor issue, they make it really big, right? And they'll create, do it with a lot of hype. That's called exaggerating. Come to option D. The author is confused and exaggerates things as per the passage, right? The author exaggerates things or the media do that? The media do that, not the author. The answer is A, right? The media blows things out of proportions at times. Fine. The next one, try. Let me know once you complete. Done? Answer. Huh, give me a unanimous answer. C. Unanimous. No other. A, D. Okay. A, B. Okay. Fine then. First, a few important warnings. Many people would rather dream about building a business than go through the process to actually do it. Put another way, lots of freelancers want to own a big business but don't want to endure the pain, frustration, and perseverance that's often required to build one. What do you mean by perseverance? Persevering means what? Patience. Continuing in spite of difficulties. I mean, it's like without giving up, without surrendering, fighting until we become successful. So many freelancers want to start their own business, but they're not ready to endure the pain, frustration, and perseverance that's required to build their own business. Before you make the choice to build a business, be sure that you understand the following caveats. I mean, some things are there that need to be kept in mind before starting your own business. And which those caveats are, warnings, which those caveats are, is given after the apposition, colon. It will be much harder work than you ever imagined, and at least initially will increase rather than decrease the time you spend working. A business takes on a life of its own and can often consume you. Consume you means a business can take authority over you, can dominate you, consume you. A business takes on a life of its own and can often consume you. Be ready to endure sleepless nights and worried weekends as you obsess about how to pay your bills, grow revenues, handle tough employee issues, and deal with immediate crisis. So, as we have to think about all these, how to deal with immediate crisis, how to grow revenues, how to handle tough employee issues, and because of all these, we may have sleepless nights and worried weekends. Are you sure you want this kind of pressure? This kind of pressure means All these, right? Are you sure you want to start your own business? Right? Fine. If the above statements are true, which one of the following must be true? Now tell me, what is talked about regarding building our own business in the passage is negative or positive? In the passage, what is talked about regarding starting your own business is negative or positive? Negative, positive. Negative. There's not even a single positive thing talked about regarding starting your own business in the passage. So negative, or positive. All the facts stated in the passage are negative, or positive. Negative. There's not even a single positive thing talked about in the passage. What's your answer? I didn't say positive. I said a positive. The previous passage? No. I didn't say. What is your answer? How will it be C? C is negative. If the paragraph is positive, right, the option that we go for must also be positive. Negative, same thing. C is negative. Wait. Come to option A. Okay. All the details given in the passage regarding starting a old business is positive. Can you just tell me a positive piece of information given in the passage? Where? Which one? The time you spend working will increase rather than decrease, right? The time increases, right? Then a business can take authority over you, right? Negative, positive, negative. Then we may have sleepless nights, and if you're happier, will you be happy if you have sleepless nights and worried weekends? No. We'll have sleepless nights and worried weekends. Why? Because of what? Okay, wait. As is what kind of indicator? Cause and effect indicator. It must connect a reason and a result. It's always a positive reason and a positive result, or negative reason and negative result. We may have sleepless nights and worried weekends. Negative, positive, negative. The result is negative. So reason must also be negative. Because of what? Because of? Because we have to think about how to pay our bills, grow revenues, handle tough employee issues, deal with immediate crisis. Because of all these, we may have sleepless nights and worried weekends. Negative, positive, negative. And the author ends the paragraph with a question. Are you sure you want this kind of pressure? Negative, positive, negative. Means the author is asking us, do you need this? Because all that is there in the passage is negative. There's not even a single positive thing talked about in the passage regarding building our own business. Right? Fine. What's your answer? See, yeah? Okay, come to A. One should think before leaping into something. Something is a general word or a specific word? General word. I gave it in the list of general words. In the paragraph, we are talking about leaping into business. Right. Now tell me. Leaping into business, leaping into something, which is general, which is specific? Leaping into something becomes general. Leaping into business becomes specific. Do not go together. A is gone. Come to B. A businessman reaps the rewards later on. Mentioned the passage or not mentioned? Not mentioned. That is one reason. One more reason. Option B is negatively charged or positively charged? Positively charged. Eliminated. Come to option C. Oh. Building a business requires a lot of effort. Given or not? Yes. Time. Given or not? Yes. Energy. And what kind of indicator? Support indicator. Must connect either two positive ideas or two negative ideas. The idea afterhand is it is not an easy task. Negative, positive, negative. So idea beforehand must also be negative. So option C is negatively charged or positively charged? Negatively charged. As per the passage, is building our own business an easy task? No, it's a very difficult task. That's why the author asks us, do you want this kind of pressure? Right. Come to D. It is a cyclic thing when it comes to business. Is there anything given this is a cyclic thing when it comes to business? No, fine. The answer is C. Okay, one more will do. Oh, yes. That's what we're imagining. It's not given that all these will come back. All this will happen when we build a business. So what happens when we build a business is talked about in the paragraph. And these are all we have to think about before starting our own business. The next, The author is just telling us the risks involved in starting our own business. So all these are the risks we have to face, the challenges we have to face when we build our own business. That's the only thing. He says, no, before you make the choice to build a business, be sure that you understand the following caveats. That means before you start your own business, make sure that you think about all these things. Right. The 16th one is a miscellaneous question. I'll read the question. Which of the following best explains why the law may not have the desired effect? From the question, it's very clear that we have mentioned about some law in the paragraph. And the law needs a specific result. Effect means result. The desired result means specific or general? Specific. The law needs a specific result. And we are asked to find out an option that tells us why the law may not get the result it wants. Right? We are asked to find out a statement that tells us why the law may not get the result it wants. So understand what exactly the law wants. Right? Fine. It must be very much related to the details given in the paragraph. Right? Try. Nothing must go beyond the paragraph. Every venture has a negative side as well as a positive side. In the previous passage, the author talks only about the negative sides of building our own business. The positive sides of building our own business not talked about in the passage. Done? Shall we? Answer. So we need an option that tells us why the law may not get the result it needs. Fine. How many say A? Okay. Many. I did not expect. Fine. B. No one. It's not B. C. No one. It's not C. D. Okay. Actually, my question is A or D. Right? Fine. Understand what exactly the law wants. A New Jersey law seeks to remove the discrimination unemployed people face while applying for jobs. Now tell me, what does the law want? It wants to remove the discrimination that unemployed people face when they apply for jobs. The proposed law bans advertisements for jobs that state that applicants must be employed somewhere to be eligible for positions. So the law wants to ban the advertisements that contain the clause that if a person has to apply for a job, he must be employed somewhere else. And this is the discrimination that unemployed people face when they apply for jobs, right? What do the companies say? You must be employed somewhere else to be eligible for jobs. So the law wants to ban such advertisements, right? To remove the discrimination that unemployed people face when they apply for jobs. Come to option A. So we need an option that tells us why the law may not get this result, right? Why the discrimination will not get removed. Come to A. Employers can still give a preference to candidates who are already working even if they don't notify them in an advertisement. Yes or no? If employers give importance to people, a preference to people who are already working, even if they don't mention that clause in the advertisement, the discrimination that unemployed people face will get removed or will not get removed? Will not get removed. Still, they'll not get jobs, right? If employers still give preference to people who are already working, even if they don't mention that clause in the advertisement, unemployed people still won't get jobs. That means the discrimination that they face will not get removed. Related to the details given in the paragraph or not? Yes? Very much related? Must be considered? Come to option B. The law will face a lot of opposition from employers and will never come into effect. Never is a general word. I gave it in the list of general words. We don't have such a general word in the paragraph. B is gone. The same reason for C. The prejudice against unemployed people is firmly entrenched in society and can never be changed, eliminated. Right? Fine. Come to option D. Unemployed people may still not find jobs for some other reasons. How many reasons are talked about in the paragraph? Just one reason. The advertisements that say that they should be employed somewhere else to be eligible for positions. Right? Some other reasons are not talked about in the paragraph. The answer is A. Fine. Right. We'll stop it here for today. Bring this to my session tomorrow. We'll complete this exercise and we'll move to another one. Right? Fine. Anything to ask? Any doubt? Fine? Oh. Okay. Oh. Which one? What do you say? If you want to leave me, leave. Thank you. Oh, ask. Business trying to take authority over you, consume you, is not related to hard work. Right? Our ability to pay bills, solve employee issues. These are. Because of all these things, what is the result actually? We may have sleepless nights and worried weekends. So all these are the risks involved while starting a business or not? Yes? And the author says, keep all these in mind before you start your own business. Means all these are the risks involved while starting your own business. Risks in the sense, negative or positive? Negative. How to handle that risk is not talked about in the passage. The passage just tells us about the risks that are there while building our own business. How to handle those is not talked about. Of course, building a business is a goal actually. But while building a business, there are many things that we have to encounter. Right? All those things that we have to encounter are talked about in the paragraph. It is a cyclic thing when it comes to business. No, no. It is a cyclic. అయిపోయింది అయిపోయింది. It's a cyclic thing when it comes to business.